So apparently we can go on for 8 hours. So let's do this.
Is this thing on?
Yep, it's on.
Oh shit, it's live now. Oh,
Yep.
okay. Hi, people of the internet. How's it going? It's me, Francis, and we have no idea what we're doing.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, and this is PewDiePie, by the way.
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie.
Um, it's what's funny is that I'm in a room that has no AC in it, so I'm literally burning here.
Hey, look, I got a notification for my on my phone about this hangout.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, so to the to the fans across the globe. What we're doing right now is that right now, if you don't know, my name is Francis. I am one half of Misty Gallows, and today, me and Kaarthik are going to talk about something special for you guys. Actually, this is really chill. So,
Yeah,
uh,
this is more of a podcast style kind of deal, where we just talk about our opinion on a certain topic. And I don't know what the heck is going on. I was trying to like present myself, but it's not working. There we go.
apparently, you were presenting yourself the whole time.
Really?
What it says on my screen.
Mm. Okay. Um, well, yeah, like I was saying, we're just gonna talk about certain topics, and the topics that we have for today are like working with a team of creators, like working with a team to like do something creative, and the current state of YouTube, and also about a little bit about plagiarism and how that comes into effect when it comes to the entertainment industry.
Yeah, and the goal we kind of had in mind with this podcast is, uh, if you can probably tell from the channel, Misty Gallows, it's it's really like we started Misty Gallows in high school, but like now me and Karthik we're both moving on to college, and now it's like, oh, we can't really make YouTube videos anymore because we're doing college things,
Yeah,
and
and
we haven't actually made um, like films yet, like films or even a YouTube channel, but we've worked so long with other creators and we've observed so many methods from other people who teach on the internet, and we we want to share some of our ideas with you guys. So there you
yeah.
go.
Um, with that being said, I guess we'll start off with our first topic. So what's our first topic? It's first topic is working with a team of creators,
Mhm.
and this is something we have both experience in. At one point, this was back in the year 2013, 2014. We were on a team together at our high school. We were part of this program called ETV, and we would create a 10 to 15 minute episode every week for the whole school to watch. And we were part of that team, and we had a lot of experience through that. Do you wanna start off with any specific stories or anything like that?
Oh, dude, I could go on and on those types of adventures that we had. Um, I think like I don't want to say something specific because you know we'd have to name names and be like,
Yeah,
oh, we did this.
yeah,
But I kind of had the mindset of going into it as like, okay, like how can I make ETV better as a person, and also how can I improve myself and my skills more through ETV, and like had the whole class see, because like one one thing that we did is that when we actually got comfortable with editing and being on in front of the camera and talking to a camera, we started tackling like higher projects. Like one time we made our own version of a Walking Dead intro for Halloween.
Hmm.
Sometimes we added some like really cool like special effects with some uh, I can't really come up with it in right now, but I think one time for Christmas we it snowed, it quote unquote snowed.
Yeah.
It snowed
Like,
in Texas.
yeah, it was a simple technique, but like we try to implement something that normal people that are coming into AV tech wouldn't really think of. And like we were the filmmakers of the class, and the other people that were just kind of there for fun, or they were trying to become better filmmakers, and just like we were, they were trying to learn. And not to say that we weren't trying to learn, but we had a little bit more of an idea of what we were doing at that point. And at that point, Francis, you were a senior, right, in high school, and
Yeah.
I was a sophomore. I was a little baby. I was just starting to, starting to do my thing, and figure it out. And I was part of that program for another 2 years after that. And yeah, I learned a lot through working with three different teams. The team that Francis was on, team that two different teams. One year, my junior year of high school, a team, and then my senior year, different group of creative people. So I saw different types of creative people. I saw people that are really motivated, people that didn't give a single crap about anything and were just in there for a blow off class. And it was a two period class, so it took up a lot of the time in our schedule, in our 7 period schedule. It took up two classes, so
Yeah.
uh, it was a big commitment, and uh, a lot of times we would stay after school doing stuff.
Yeah.
And working with a team is just so much different, and there's so much that goes into it. Like stuff like biggest thing that any team is creative differences. Any sort of team, like it's just what what you think is going to be good versus what the rest of the team thinks is going to be good. And there's always going to be that one controlling person too. This whole team might agree on something, but there might be that one stubborn person in the team, and trying to push their idea. And at points, you might have to push that idea because they're such part of they're a quote unquote big part of the team, and they're a huge personality in the team. And sometimes you have to push that idea, or sometimes you just have to fight for it and just be like, no, it's not going to work.
Oh yeah.
And
And especially in high school, in high
oh yeah.
school, especially in high school when you try to work with people, you kind of learn that everyone has their own personality and they have their own opinion on things and their strong dedication to their ideas. Like, because me and Kaarthik, before we even met, like we were making videos by
Mhm.
ourselves.
Yeah, we were doing the whole YouTube thing.
Yeah, the dream that that kind of carried us on, that kind of gave birth to to the skills that we need. So that's why going to ETV was a huge change for the both of us, because we never really worked with people. We're used to doing everything ourselves.
Hmm. Yeah, we're used to doing the camera. We're used to doing like the editing stuff. We're used to doing everything. Yeah.
And like we we it's so hard to, we're not like, at the time we weren't very like, we weren't, you know, very like social about it, because, and that's kind of a big thing, that when you work with a team you have to be very like social and cooperative and working with other people, whether it's like, oh, like we have to make some sort of compromise between your idea and mine, or like, or we have to argue about it literally until we figure out a good solution to it.
Hmm.
And um, I know Kaarthik is, well, Karthik's experience was mostly like high school, because he did ETV for 3 years. For me, I've been working after high school. I started working in a show called Heads Up Display, youtube.com/Heads Up Display. Aha. And what we do is that we basically write, produce, and review TV shows, movies, video games, and for fun. And working with a team on that scale is a lot different, but very similar to working with high school people, because everyone wants their own ideas put in, and it's hard to, sometimes you have to be managerial and say, okay, I have to oh, I have to set due dates for people, and if they don't do it, I have to keep spamming them until they respond and say, hey, I need this done. And I get it, like, it's a purely recreational project, but working with people, you have to realize that once you commit to a project, you have to commit to it.
Yeah, and a lot of one thing that I've really noticed when it comes to working with a team is this is something I built up. It's like quote unquote respect in your team is something that you have to build up. And by the end of my third year in ETV, everybody in ETV kind of trusted me. Like if I had an idea or input, people would automatically go to it, and it's because I like this is for everyone that wants to like be a big part of their team. It's like, do you want to be respected? Do you want people to catch on your ideas? Do something innovative, like do something that people have never seen, and then your whole team recognizes like they see what you do. They're like, ooh, okay, this teammate of mine, he's really valuable, and he's someone that I should respect, or he's someone that I should help out more, or be involved with more. Because when you're in a big team, like we were in a big team of about 20, 25 people. When you're in a team like that, usually you split off into multiple teams, because we were making segment based shows. So we'd have to split off into groups of three or groups of two and work on a segment, and then put it together. But when you quote unquote create yourself that respect, or you become that person that has more control over the team, or I don't want to say control over the team, but like someone that people are willing to work with. You have a better you have more power to push your ideas onto people, and it's easier to do. I don't know if you guys exactly get what I'm saying, but
Yeah, yeah, I am. I can probably try to take a crack at it.
yeah, yeah,
Um, Basically, uh, you you have so once you show your skills and your consistency, that kind of shows that people can rely on you and that you are
mhm,
reliable.
yeah,
And reliability also means that um, you're trustworthy with keeping up with schedules and keeping people on track. Uh, like, for instance, for me, when I first started in heads up display, uh, no one knew me. I knew no one. I'm not a electronic media communications major. In fact, I'm not even an MCOM major. And basically, I walked in and I said, "Hey, everybody, my name is Francis. I would like to make a video. I would like to write a video." And they said, "Sure, go at it." And I did it, and I did it week after week after week. And then people began to realize, like, oh, like, this guy knows what he's doing and he can be counted on. And then that respect grew over, and now um, I'm going to, in fact, in the next semester, take a more of a leadership role in recruitment for people. So
hmm
it really comes with experience, but in fact, it really comes down to time. If you work hard and you turn in good work, then you're good. If you turn in good work and people like you, then you're also good.
hmm
If you turn in, if you're, if people like you and you do good work, then they don't care when you turn it in.
yeah,
And that's really comes down to respect, and that's that's really the key into working with a group, is just cooperating and knowing the limits of the team. And if you have to work with someone that you don't like, in fact, I've worked with people that I didn't like, Kaarthik, cough, cough, and and then kind of just say, okay, well, I know that I don't like this person, but I'll still work with them to get the project done. And after the project, then what happens, happens. And that's it.
Yeah, and who knows? Like, I've worked with people that I thought I couldn't work with, and I've actually realized that okay, wow, we actually built something. We actually built upon something, and we can actually work together if we really have to. Again, sure, I wouldn't want to work with them, but if I was put in a situation to work with them, I'll have a better understanding of, or like if I had to work with somebody with a similar personality or similar creative style that I didn't like, I would know what to do in that situation. I'd be like, okay, I know how to compromise with this. I know how to push my own idea as well as take in their idea as well to uh, to make a great product. And that's a big part about working together as a team. It's sure you should be really forceful and try to push your ideas, but you have to also realize you're in a team and everybody's say does matter. It's like being on any team. It's like being on a sports team. It's on, everybody's part of the team and everybody's working on the same goal but in different ways, different processes and um, different ideas and different ways to you know just go at it, I guess. Different ways to
Yeah,
present it,
and
present your
and
idea.
the result of the teamwork is basically shown in the project.
Hmm.
If like if if one person is literally forced to do the whole thing, you can tell that that one person in the team did the whole thing because no one else did it.
Hmm.
Or you can, because every single person has their own style to when they approach new ideas or how to solve a problem. Like solving a Rubik's cube, like no one person. If you give the same Rubik's cube with this at the same starting point to 5 different people and they all solve it, they'll probably have solved it in different ways.
Hmm.
So that's why working in a team has been so valuable, because sometimes you have like you ask someone, hey, what do you think about this? And then all of a sudden they tell you something that you've never heard before. And then you're like, holy crap, I can do this, or we should be doing this because this is better.
Hmm.
And that has actually happened a lot, especially for me because uh, it also coincides with other topics as well, like writing, editing. There's a different style to things. So
Hmm.
that's what's great about having a team.
Yep. Um, with that being said, do you want to move on to the next topic,
What
or
is the
do you want to expand on the team a little bit more?
what's the next topic? And then I'll try to create the bridge.
The next topic is the current state of YouTube.
Oh, collaborations.
Collab.
Boom.
Sure.
Um, the current state of YouTube. Uh, when did you start YouTube? Explain that to everyone so we can
I started
old people like
YouTube.
the way we are.
Um,
You have the facial hair, but I
dude.
got
I started YouTube. I think I created my first YouTube channel in 2008. That's my main channel that I post stuff on right now, and that I created in 2008, a long time ago. But that's when I started doing podcast style stuff, and that's when I got introduced to the whole thing about podcast. At that point I've seen my dad watch tech podcasts for a couple of years now, and I was like, I knew it was a thing. I just didn't know it was a thing that I could do. I thought it was more of like a grown up thing. I didn't know that anyone could just pick up a camera and do what these people were doing. And yeah, that's I started in 2008, and YouTube has changed a lot in the last 8 years.
So describe the state, because I joined roughly 2009.
Hmm.
I can't remember the exact day because Wow, I feel like I don't remember my life before YouTube. Uh, I want to say 2009, but I think even earlier than that. So I'll say 2008 as
Hmm.
well.
Hmm.
Um, the current state of YouTube. I remember that small people will be on the front page of YouTube,
Hmm.
and like their videos, no matter how many views or corporations they had, they were shown.
Hmm.
Nowadays in YouTube, you can't really do that anymore. Like there's so many corporate interests and big names on YouTube that uh, it, I think that becoming small to great, it's kind of it's kind of next to impossible, like the
Hmm.
1%.
Yeah. And
And
it's
yeah,
like it's like TV. Like think about TV. Like TV has all those big network people trying to make money on TV, and it's like YouTube became that same thing. YouTube was meant for the indie filmmaker, indie person that wanted to just have his voice heard on the internet. And then boom, all of a sudden, one day, you wake up and a couple years later, it's huge. YouTube is like Jimmy Kimmel has a YouTube and John Oliver has a YouTube, and they get millions of views because they get promotions and they're promoted on the front page because they pay millions of dollars to YouTube or Google to have their name put on the front page.
don't forget
And
Vivo.
yeah, and
Oh,
Vivo. And
remember
yeah,
when people used to do lip syncs?
dude,
Like, oh, like
people got people one one thing that I always find funny is like people make fun of like kids like Jacob Sartorius who got famous off of lip syncing. Look at Smosh. That's exactly what they did. Smosh lip synced and they got famous. They lip synced the Pokemon theme song years ago, and I remember watching it as a kid. I remember like this is probably 2005 2006 is like one of my fond memories that I remember. I remember when I was really into Pokemon, I googled Pokemon and I found this Smosh people doing the lip sync. Of course, I didn't know who they were back then, but like looking back on it, I'm like, wow, I watched Smosh all those years ago, and look at them now. And it's just, uh, in a way, it's still the same, but in a way, it's a bigger platform now. And it's a lot harder to do,
mhm.
and it's not 500,000 people on this website trying to put their name out there, trying to make their voice heard. It's billions of people now on YouTube,
Oh yeah.
and to shine in in a crowd of a billion people. It's crazy. And back then, I remember like big YouTubers. There was only 20 or 30 big, not even that much. Like there was a couple big YouTubers, but nowadays there's hundreds of people, hundreds of thousands of people with at least 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Like
Oh
they're
yeah. And they're getting younger.
yeah,
It's not the little spice of life until you realize that someone has 1 million subscribers and they're like 3 years younger than you,
yeah.
and you've been on the platform longer than them.
Hmm.
And arguably, yeah, that's a little hint of jealousy. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Hmm.
But like, it's really 1 million subscribers now is kind of like child's play.
Hmm.
If you, who can I think of? Uh, when, when Markiplier started out, and he had like 500,000 subscribers, and he would just like make a video thanking like all of his fans. But now that boy just hit 4 million,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like everyone nowadays, like iJustine, Jacksepticeye, uh, why am I naming people? Fine Bros.
Fine Bros. Yeah.
Like all of these were once the selected few, the
Hmm.
chosen ones of the
Yeah.
whole YouTube fan base, are now like they have their own studios, their own businesses. They're they're still loyal to their they're still loyal to their subscription fan base, but it's just like uh, it's hard to measure up to people like that because it's harder for as these like chosen few grow bigger and bigger, the other people who are also making content are also growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and
Hmm.
there's so much congestion in YouTube
Hmm.
that a small little a small little car in traffic that's you is not gonna get to the front of the line,
Hmm.
and it's the matter of fact, you know, truth. I'm sorry,
Hmm.
but that's just how it is. And it's like, remember, Karthik, the dream. I'm gonna drop out of school and become a YouTuber with
Yeah.
millions of subscribers
Yeah.
and a donate button that's
Uh,
bright and shiny.
my dream was to go to California and go to USC and become this filmmaker.
Yeah.
But life doesn't always work out that way, and it's good to dream big. So at least you fall somewhere. But you have
It
to,
was something to dream about.
huh?
It was something to dream about.
Yeah, like always have something to go for, and one like I think one thing that I've seen people that I personally know, how like this affects people that I personally know is I knew somebody that had almost the same dream as me, and they they realized that they couldn't make it, and then they just fell backwards. Sure, they didn't have the support system that I did, but they fell a little bit backwards, and they could have chosen the same path I did. I always had backup plans on my dreams, and this certain person, he didn't have backup plans on his dreams, and that's always a bad thing too. You have to realize like life doesn't always like work the way that you want it to. So always have backup plans and always go for the best option. Sure, like Francis, right now you're dealing with this. Like, sure, you can't do film school and you can't go study film right now, but that's something you still want to do in the future. You're still slowly working at it as you work on what you have to work on, and that's very important thing to always do. And going back on the current state of YouTube, I think the current state of YouTube has to do a lot with the current state of the internet. The internet's always growing and expanding, and over
Yeah.
the last 3 or 4 years, yeah, over the last 3 or 4 years, memes have become such a big thing.
Oh boy.
And like, if you look at YouTube, it's a big meme culture now, and it's just a big like joke almost sometimes. And look at like celebrities. Look at Donald Trump. Presidential candidates have Twitters. They don't have to wait till they get to a live public area to express their voice. They can just pick up their phone and say whatever's on their mind right now, and millions of people can see what they're saying without having to sit here, record a video, and edit it and put it on YouTube. Rather than doing that, or rather than being on live television, you can express yourself in different ways without
Yeah.
doing all the hard work that at one point you had to do. You had to wait for your YouTube video to upload, and back then the YouTube servers weren't so great, so YouTube servers weren't great, and your home internet probably wasn't good, so it'd take at least 2 or 3 hours to upload a video. Sure, that still happens now, but usually your video will be uploaded in an hour depending on the length. So
Yeah, I think right now is like, to the state of YouTube, it's so corporate, it's so political, and it's so celebrity-ish because if you told me 8 years ago that like Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump would have YouTube channels, I would probably smack you across the face and say, and and
and running for president.
it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, Clinton was running for president already, right?
Yeah,
2008.
that's,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
She was running. She
but
was
she
running in
wouldn't have
2008.
a channel.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah. But she wouldn't have a YouTube channel, and
yeah, now she does,
yeah,
but it's it's just like there's all these corporations and like ads on YouTube, and yeah, they're there to pay the creators, but there's so many sponsorships within like those creators that it can it can kind of help, but also kind of like, this person's a sellout, blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
Then bad uh, bad comment section.
And
But it is what it is for the creators because YouTube honestly doesn't pay. People think YouTube pays you money, but it's only like cents.
hmm especially if you're starting out. But looking at I actually watch these videos pretty often. I've recently started watching these videos pretty often. It's YouTube drama videos, and it's just hilarious because what YouTube's turning into is television and TV. You have these YouTube drama. It's like, oh, these celebrities are suing each other. These celebrities are getting married. These celebrities are breaking up. Blah blah. Now you see that on YouTube. You see that with Drama Alert, Keemstar. You see that with Leafy is here. Leafy is here is bashing everybody. Sir, he's the MTV roast of YouTube, but um, he there's just stuff like that now, and it's just like years ago when we started, you would never think that this platform would be like this. Sure, we were younger, we were much younger back then, but still going back and telling our 10-year-old, 12-year-old self that we would see net television slowly die out and like YouTube take its place. It's crazy if you think about.
Yeah, and also it's just I think I don't want to say, well, I'll probably say it anyways. The YouTube platform of showing your videos basically laid the foundation to Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, because
Mhm.
you can have live updates from any of those platforms. And really, the one that really started it was YouTube, because um, Facebook video, no one posts on Facebook video. Like
Yeah.
all your news videos were or your clips where they were uploaded to YouTube a as the substantial player basically.
Hmm.
And YouTube, it's kind of like it's kind of now this little like subsection of things to watch, because everything like consumer like every time we watch something, we consume data, and now like the world is consuming so much data that we've lost track of where all the data is.
Yeah.
And YouTube was really kind of the appetizer for that, because uh, before YouTube, no one really posted anything anywhere on the internet
Hmm.
except live television, which you know
Hmm.
it's you have to pay the producers, the network company, and the people who watch it. They have to have a cable box. They have to have cable, of course. But nowadays, if you want to find like the latest news, just you have a phone, just pull it out.
Hmm. Yeah.
And it's so easy now to find information that
Hmm.
it's almost scary.
Hmm.
So
And I think one thing, speaking about the consumer of entertainment, like it's so easy to consume media now, and it's just uh, like look at Vine and look at Snapchat. Like Vine, you can get on it, and it's a 6-second video, and it's like little bursts of entertainment. It's like snacks of entertainment, but people fill up on snacks, and they'll rather fill up on snacks than actually eat a whole meal. Like they're rather sit there and just be on Vine rather than go on YouTube and watch a creator trying to put his content out there. And like stuff like Rocket Jump, like if you try to start a channel like Rocket Jump now, good luck to you. Rocket Jump, they were the first people to do it, and they're the only people that can, and they're the only successful people to do it. Rocket Jump, Corridor Digital, those two pioneers, they made it big. But if you want to follow in their footsteps, do something like that, good luck these days. It's gonna be pretty hard.
oh yeah, I think the reason why they're very successful is the timing, because Freddie W. Oh, that man.
Yeah.
Uh, he 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 was basically an internet troll at the beginning
Yeah.
with his Guitar Hero, but over like when he started going into visual effects, he was kind of the first person before Quarter to basically say, okay, let's see what happens if we, you know, if we play with portals, and that kind of opened up the whole VFX genre of YouTube.
Hmm.
And I think the reason why they're so successful is because, like, not only were they so new at the times, because, you know, Portal just came out, Half-Life just came out. Uh, Half-Life, no, that's 2003. Anyways, but they kind of played with the visual effects, and they made it really fun to watch. And no one before that, no one made any visual effects like intensive videos,
Hmm.
HD nonetheless.
Yeah, and now if you look at it, if you look at the YouTube channel Final Cut King, he doesn't. I haven't like been on his YouTube channel in years, but I don't think he does any more YouTube. But his Vines, they're hugely famous. And the thing with the Vine stars these days, it's like before when it first came out, when the app first came out, you'd use your phone to record something and put it on that app. But now you can make a whole production using your DSLR. You can film this whole 6-second video or 15-second video on your DSLR, and then edit it on your computer on Premiere, and then put it on your phone, and then put it up on Instagram, and put it up on Vine, and put it up on Snapchat. People started doing that now, and it's like if you look at it, it's like, well, you know, it'd be so much easier just to upload to YouTube right away. But then it's like, wait a minute, there isn't as big of an audience on YouTube as there is on Twitter, Instagram, Vine, and it's
Yeah.
just easier. It's easier to get out there. It's easy to do. 15 seconds of video. Like I remember as filmmakers, we'd be like, okay, we got to make a short film. We got to make it 5 minutes long. How are we going to do this? And
Yeah.
it's like now you look at it, it's like, well, we can either make a 5 minute short film, put it on YouTube, and have maybe 1/4 the views we can get on Vine, and make
Yeah.
a 15-second video on Vine and get 4 times, 5 times the views on there. And it's just changed so much.
It's a very humbling yet why are we doing this? Because like I think it's mostly because people's attention spans kind of just squeezed in the first like 15 seconds, and they nowadays they say, oh, if you don't have a hook within in the first 30 seconds of your video, then, you know, your viewer base is going to drop. And that's what YouTube analytics are for nowadays.
Hmm.
But like, you know, yeah, like it's shocking to realize like how much can you accomplish in a minute, because the like films and TV shows are traditionally like they're built up. They start from the ground zero and just built up like stairs. But on Vine, Instagram, Snapchat, like it literally is just smack dab you in the middle of whatever you're showing, and people, you know, they just move on, and it's becoming the same with YouTube videos. And it's kind of how the age of YouTube has come, because nowadays people don't want to see long drawn out videos anymore unless they obviously know it's a film. Nowadays, for like simple funny videos, they expect it to be like 15 seconds or less.
Hmm.
And what you do in 15 seconds.
Yeah. And one thing I think a big part of what happened with YouTube is I remember a time when animators took over YouTube for a couple of years. Like it was 2 or 3 years when animators were huge on YouTube, and there's a bunch of animations, and it was easy to make. Well, it was easy to make considering that there was a huge group of people doing that. There's a lot of animators out there. There's a lot of people that are inspired by childhood cartoons, and they're like, "Ooh, I want to do this with my life." And they start making cartoons. And then at one point on YouTube, it was easy to make cartoons. But then YouTube screwed over the animators by changing the platform, so it's no longer so the ad revenue is no longer by views; it's by the amount of time people spend on your video now. So with animators, what happened was they would make these little short. They'll make 2 minute animations. They'd stuff like ASDF movie, like just entertaining stuff like that. Um, yeah, like when you think about it, a 2 minute animation takes about a month to animate, and at that point, people aren't spending time on your video. Yeah, sure, you're getting the views, but views don't really matter anymore. And people aren't spending time, and you aren't making as much money as you were at one point. So the animators slowly died out, and the whole new vlogging people came along. Vlogging your life is pretty simple if you think about it. Just point a camera at yourself as you do stuff in your life, and that became a huge thing. That's a huge deal right now, and it's easy to make content. It's easy to make it long, and people like watching other people's lives, especially if your life is interesting. Like if you have money and you do stuff, like Casey Neistat, like if you watch his vlogs, he makes these really cool vlogs. He spends money on videos, and he's a rich dude, and he has money, and he goes out with his family. He has fun. People like watching that because they rather sit at home and watch other people have fun rather than going out and having fun themselves.
Yeah, and the whole switch of the internet from like music, lip dubs, and animators to vloggers, it kind of put into it kind of established the more structure to a channel, because originally a YouTube channel, it was basically, okay, you finished a video, you edited it, now we're gonna upload it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays it's not just one video. You need to like plan ahead of
Mm-hmm.
all these videos to keep your viewers active within your community, because that's essentially what your channel is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like you can kind of compare it to live television where they play reruns, and that's kind of the reason why they play reruns, is to just to entice their audience.
Mm-hmm.
And like I even myself have to like edit, and then release things on like a schedule, which it's the better platform nowadays. It'll keep our subscribers intense, but it's just you need to be planned now. You can't if you're a vlogger and you vlog your life and you edit and upload like on as you go, it's not as effective as like a new video every Tuesday, Thursday, because people want to tune in when you're going to be producing new content, because that's what people want.
Mm-hmm.
And bloggers and musicians, that's kind of the start to the YouTube musician era. You have like Lindsey Sterling, Peter Hollins, Kurt Hugo Schneider, probably like all these like YouTube musician family members are kind of like, they're now taking their own step into like originals and also covers, which that's what people say. If you want to become like a musician and you need an audience, start out on YouTube.
Yeah. Just the internet in general has changed so much since everything, and in a way it's a good thing, and in a way it's harder to get out there now. Sure, you might be one hell of a musician, one hell of a filmmaker, but nobody's gonna see it if you don't strike that lucky, if you're not that 1% or even less than 1% of YouTubers that somehow make it, somehow always get out there. And a big part of what creators do now is they come up with ideas, or they come up with stuff that they know is going to go viral. Clickbait, that's why clickbait's such a big thing. YouTube pranksters, that's why pranking people and faking pranks is easy. You can always get a group of people and be like, hey, pretend you got pranked, and do something crazy like that one asshole did, Sam something. and he got banned off of YouTube, and all that whole big deal, and he got sued and whatnot. But he killed his best friend or whatever, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's just like all that clickbaity stuff. It's like people there's you'd be amazed. Like there's like sure you might be thinking it's like no, I would never fall for that. It's like there are people out there that fall for it. There are people out there that sit there and watch reality TV thinking it's real. So,
Yeah. Yeah. What the world that we live in.
Yep.
And yeah, the clickbait thing, it's kind of goes with that, like grabbing the viewers because you want that watch time. You see a lot of, especially vloggers, they have clickbait titles, like in all caps, that everyone can see. That's like, that has nothing to do with the actual video itself, but people will click on it because curiosity kills cats. And it's I don't want to like say that it's kind of down. Well, nowadays, for me at least, it's kind of downhill because I'm not like actively. I guess you can say I'm not actively looking for new people to watch because it's kind of overwhelming with there's so many new people that who should I be watching? And that's kind of where YouTube is. It's kind of congested in like clickbait, in ads, in sponsors, in and all of this stuff. And I think what separates the young guy from the young innocent toddler, the kid that's starting out and the big leagues, it's mostly because promotion. You can have if I recall, there's a viral video of someone slipping on, like diving into ice, and like that somehow got like it went viral and got millions of views. That's because people shared the crap out of that video. That's how that video became viral.
Yeah.
Or like that's actually how Freddie W became viral because everything was promoted. If you can like effectively figure out a way to promote your product without being a total nuisance about it, I think that can really separate someone who knows what they're doing and someone who doesn't.
I think I hear an echo. I can hear myself. Yeah, I can hear myself. I think from your side.
Well, I'm using my. Hang on, I'll be right back. Kaarthik, keep talking.
All right. So, I think one big thing when it comes to YouTube is like I was saying earlier with the animators. Yeah, the animators got kicked off of YouTube, and if you think about it, so did the filmmakers in that same boat, because we're on that same boat as animators, because it's hard to create content if you're an individual. If you're an indie filmmaker, it's hard to create long content. It's hard to create a whole movie. It's impossible almost. So you'd have to create short films like Rocket Jump did. And now, yeah, Rocket Jump's huge now, so they can create bigger productions and they can do longer stuff. But there's a reason that Rocket Jump doesn't do big videos anymore. It's because, or like, there's a reason they don't do short films anymore. It's because they can't honestly afford it. They don't do it as often because it's just biting the ass for their company.
You still hear it?
Yeah.
You still hear the echo?
No, I don't hear the echo.
Okay, I'm wearing headphones now, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi.
Hello. Did you hear what I said?
Nope.
Okay, so basically what I was saying is like we're like when I was talking about the animators earlier and how they got kicked off of YouTube because of like they just couldn't do it. It's the same for filmmakers if you think about it. It's the same for short filmmakers. We're on the same boat as the animators. It's hard for us to create content that's long, and easy to watch, or it's hard to create that, especially being indie filmmakers, and it's hard to create it because we don't have the money, we don't have the production to do it. Why do you think Rocket Jump doesn't do like their short films as often as they used to? It's because
Yeah.
they honestly can't afford it. They can't afford to do it. Plus, they're doing bigger and better things now. After YouTube, they're actually going into the actual movie industry, the entertainment industry.
Coming up with Lionsgate,
Yeah.
doing videos for I think Hulu.
Hmm.
Uh, it's it's and that's kind of the more bureaucratic process.
Hmm.
But going back to like, yes, we are kind of. I don't want to say it. I want to say I would love to argue saying, yeah, yes, you could be a popular filmmaker on. You can be a popular filmmaker on YouTube.
Hmm.
Problem is that consistency. Remember consuming content?
Hmm.
Like you can't keep up with that if you're doing it by yourself. That's why you have collaborations like Rocket Jump um, or Fine Bros or even Smosh when they have their own crew now. Like they need no single person can survive on YouTube alone.
Hmm.
And um, it it's the reality of it. Um, that you can start something, but eventually, but you can't. It's really hard to make it as a single person on YouTube because um, you can't deliver the amount of content a group of people do.
Hmm.
And that's why that, like, for example, Punisher, uh, what's his name, um,
I forgot too. Clint. Clint.
Clinton
Yeah.
Clinton Jones.
Yeah.
Clinton Jones. Okay, Clinton Jones. When he made Cardboard Warfare, that was his big thing. Cardboard Warfare 1, 2, 2, 2.5, and 3. And that was him. He basically got a group of friends together and say, "Oh, okay, like we're going to do this." Ray William Johnson, he did that too.
Hmm.
He basically just got a group of friends together and say like, "Oh, we should do this, we should do that." Now, like Clinton is working for Rocket Jump, and then Ray is uh, not doing Equals 3 anymore. He's doing like uh, I only watch his like vines and
Yeah.
videos on Facebook and Snapchat,
Yeah.
but like like these guys were the top guys, and now they have to like work with a team because even though they want to, they also need to
Hmm.
because they can't really because you can't really survive on your own as one person.
Hmm.
So that's the
That's
need for collaborations.
that's also going back to like us working on a team, like working in our school production. It's like we were the more technical guys. Like we weren't really camera personalities. We had these camera personality people that wanted to work with us. So we would put people on camera,
Mm-hmm.
and but we would be the ones in the background editing and doing most of the work. We'd be fixing the camera, holding the mic, stuff like that. And it's very similar if you think about it on YouTube. It's like there's people that want to do stuff, but they can't necessarily do it because they don't have one skill that's necessary to do it. Maybe they
Mm-hmm.
might not be computer people, or they might not have the camera to do it. They might not have the time, or they might not have the support system to do it. And you need all that now to do it. Like back in the day, it was just easy to just upload a video. Like you could upload anything silly, and it would get a couple hundred views or a couple thousand views, and it was easy to make it. But now it's just like if you don't have a team and if you're not consistently entertaining, it's impossible to make it.
Yeah, and there have always been the channels that are the one person and they just have people helping them. They kind of they pay people to help them, and you know they they do their own thing and work together.
Hmm.
That's true. That's true. And like working with a team and with the state of YouTube, it's YouTube is now a team thing. That's why being alone on YouTube is kind of the
Yeah.
loneliest way to go, is because um, you you really need to know how to work with a team
Hmm.
on YouTube.
Hmm.
And if you can't, then I'm sorry. I unless there's something that you can do, some special skill, music, uh, or magic, of course, or vlogging. Actually, vlogging, yeah, I can see that one person vlogging the whole time.
Yeah.
But
Vlogging is a big YouTube thing. It's a big
yeah,
getting out there thing. And also one thing about keeping a consistently successful YouTube channel is you have to keep that team going. You can't lose any part of that team. Like look at SourceFed. I used to love watching SourceFed. I used to love the old crew, but they all left, and it's like this new weird crew that you don't want to watch because you're not familiar with them. You didn't bond to them. And then look at people like Prank versus Prank, Jesse and Gina. They broke up, but they still make videos. They still vlog together because that's how they keep their YouTube channel alive. Since if they broke up and they just had they or Jesse just took over the channel or Gina just took over the channel, if nobody was gonna watch it, people are gonna be like, "What the hell is this? I don't want to see this." And now they recently did the whole thing where they're friends now and they're making videos, and it's just weird for everyone. But
bringing people together.
hmm.
And yeah, don't yeah, it's really, the strongest survive together.
Yeah. All right. I think we talked about
We rambled on, you mean?
yeah, we rambled on. One thing we haven't covered yet is plagiarism. And
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, that we along with that in the state of YouTube. Yeah, sure thing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
um
Start us off, Karthik.
plagiarism is a crazy topic because the state of YouTube, the state of the way the copyright system works is I can claim anything. I can go up to a YouTube famous YouTuber or claiming that I'm a big company or maybe even a small company that owns part of the video. I can claim it and potentially screw over the YouTube creator if I wanted to. It's easy. It's apparently really easy to do. I don't personally know how to like click.
You can
I
do
don't. I
it.
don't. I don't know how to do it personally, but like apparently it's really that easy. Like I could probably Google
What?
it and figure out how to claim stuff.
I didn't know
But
that.
yeah, it's really easy to claim, and people always get false claimed, and that's why it's such a big deal. And another big thing with plagiarism is like what uh, there's clear guidelines to plagiarism, but then there's also like really iffy guidelines to
Yeah.
plagiarism. It's like let's say you're walking down the street vlogging, and your whole channel is clean, you have nothing going on, but there's Justin Bieber playing in the background, and if the YouTube copyright system can hear it and it claims it, you're fucked. There
Yeah.
it goes.
And that's kind of the thing, though, because that's the struggle. Really,
Mm,
that is the struggle. Because what in what realm do you not use some sort of copyrighted material?
mhm,
Like, um, like where's that line where like this is not okay?
mhm,
Like, um, people who are like choreographers in on YouTube, um, like Anthony Lee, I think that's his name. I
mhm,
don't remember, but like he's a really big dancer on YouTube, and he dances like he makes choreography through his, through copyrighted music.
mhm,
Or you have like YouTube musicians covering music, or you even have like gamers who are being sued by the companies that own the games that they are playing. Like, what is there is a line that needs, that it should be under fair use, but it's kind of a money grab when it comes to plagiarism, and it's one of those things that I don't really like. Personally, I don't really believe in.
Hmm.
Um, but it's one of those things where I can understand why, because if someone took my if I wrote a song and someone took it word for word and used it, I would be pretty mad.
Hmm.
So
I think plagiarism also can be talked about in a way of the creative thing. A lot of like let's say I'm trying to create a short film, or let's say I'm trying to get this vlog idea to like, go out and let's say I want to go to okay, this is taking a broad kind of not narrow example, but let's say I want to go vlog on a certain ride in Disneyland. Okay, I go do that. But then let's say a famous YouTuber saw my video and he did the same thing and got millions of views through it. Did he plagiarize me, or is it like what's going on there? It's just like of stealing of ideas. That's basically plagiarism, is stealing ideas and stealing concepts and stuff. And
yeah,
when it comes to just being a creative artist, you just have to deal with all that.
yeah, and it's also a creativity aspect because like Mike Tompkins, he's a acapella artist, and what he likes to do is he likes to kind of make his own tracks with
Hmm.
acapella and do his own thing. Uh,
Hmm.
Actually, my favorite song from him, it was banned. He took it down because it was inspired by a YouTube DJ who made
Hmm.
the song. And
Hmm.
because so many people in the comments were basically reporting him
Hmm.
for copying the same melody rhythm, that he had to take it down. And it's it's not it's not available for the public anymore. But that
Hmm.
was a great song. Like probably my favorite song from him,
Hmm. Hold on.
and it was taken down just because of copyright.
Yeah. Um, and it's just this whole big mess when it comes to copyright and plagiarism. And it's just, when it comes to plagiarism, it's plagiarism is a different. It means a different thing than copyright. Plagiarism, you can plagiarize essays and stuff, and that's a whole different topic, and that's a whole different thing. But when it comes to the YouTube and the entertainment aspect of it, it's just it's a big mess that people will eventually work out. It's just international laws, honestly. Yeah, sure. If the United States changes laws, it'll kickstart the rest of the world to change laws of entertainment. But so it's a big ways away, and that's just it'll happen one day, but not now.
Yeah, and like some some based on the copyrights will they'll say something like, oh, this video cannot be viewed in Germany or Australia, like it's it's not completely gone. There's some like restrictions, but like it's still kind of saying uh yeah, like some nowadays people the people who own the content, they'll just put ads on your video and they'll take the income from that video.
Hmm.
But it's kind of like kind of going back to that whole team thing, because you need like one person. It's very rare nowadays to have the editor, director, actor, musician, and person who's going to be in front of the camera. It's hard for one person to do all these things, so that's why it's a
Yep.
team thing.
Hmm.
And kind of going to copyright, it's kind of like, okay, I need music. Okay, what am I going to do for this? I don't know how to play an instrument, so I'm going to pay this guy.
Hmm.
And that person who's that musician that I'm paying for the music, uh, will I'll pay them the certain amount, and it kind of leads to this whole um like get out of like kind of get out of jail free card um, with manipulating and kind of ripping people off, which also limits creativity because you're kind of stuck with what you have.
Yeah, and that's the entertainment industry in general. Take a look at radio, take a look at the music industry. It's all paid off. Like Beyonce, it's hard to believe, but it's the truth. She doesn't write her songs. She has people write it for her. She might give them a topic. She might be like, "Hey, write a song about Jay-Z," but it's like in the end, she doesn't write it. She's a performer, and it's a manipulation. It's actually when I went to California this Christmas, I met this director at USC. She was trying to she's been a writer her whole life, and anytime she would like present her work and anytime she'd do any of that, she would always get thrown down, especially because she was a woman and especially because she was a lady. She would always have trouble doing it. People would always try to buy her ideas off her rather than put her name on it, but she was talking about how she was always strong and stubborn to always never give into that, and of course she did at sometimes, but at times she decided to just say fuck it, and I'm not gonna fall for this. And then finally, like when we talked to her, she just told us that she had a big that Netflix bought her idea and that her name will actually be on it, and she never gave up on it. And it's one big thing about the entertainment industry: if you want to actually make it, don't give up. And you might make it in a way where you didn't expect. Like, sure, your dream might be to go to Hollywood, but you might end up doing something like Rocket Jump, or you might end up being part of a crew of this show that you love.
Mm-hmm.
Like you might end up being the camera guy, you might end up being the editor, you might end up being the co-editor, you might end up being the co-director.
Just that little small font, that your name on a very small font in the
Yep.
credits that no one watches. That's
Yeah.
what you're aiming for if you're working in the entertainment industry.
Yep. It's like,
Um, yeah, it's really working in the entertainment industry. It's basically a experience. It's kind
mhm,
of like um, it's whenever someone says like, I want to go to Hollywood, I want to be famous and live the dream. It's not like, I guess it kind of sums it all up. It's a it's a collaborative project, and
mhm,
you are just a little name in the credits.
mhm. Yep.
But however, it's not about the end result. It's about the journey that gets there through YouTube, um, through making your own ideas come real, despite the copyright infringements and uh, all of the hindrances and obstacles that kind of go your way. It's
Mhm,
basically, um, it's not as simple as, say, if you want to do it, do it. It's
mhm,
not as simple as that.
mhm,
And um, I can't tell you enough that you cannot become a filmmaker overnight. You cannot become a YouTuber overnight. It takes time. It takes dedication, and it takes a lot of resources too.
mhm,
So you you really, if you, as my last thought, I guess, maybe,
mhm,
um, if you want if you want to become a great YouTuber and a great editor, photographer, actor, something like that. I
mhm,
think it's basically you have to work on yourself and kind of uh, you'll know once you get there. There's
mhm,
no there's no one night pill that you swallow and it'll all happen magically like the lottery.
mhm.
So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, if you think about it, it is a lottery. It's like it's like you except for this lottery, you don't pay a dollar to get in because it's a small lottery. Sure, it's not millions of people playing against. Well, it is. There's millions of people out there trying to do what you're doing, but um, there isn't a lot of serious people out there. So if you're serious about it, you're gonna make it, and or you're gonna you're gonna get somewhere if you're more serious. You could sit around your house and be like, yeah, I want to do camera stuff. I want to have my own camera business. And there used to be this kid in my government class, and my teacher would always pick on him and be like, when he's talking about the not government class, there's economics. When he was talking about economics, he'd always pick on a kid and be like, okay, this kid owns a business. He owns a film business. And I'd be sitting in the class, and I'm known to be the film guy in the class, and I'd just be sitting here like, so you're gonna pick on him to have this film business, and then he would pick on me to be the acquaintance. I'm like, this kid doesn't do anything. Like, he's a literal slacker. He's literally a stoner, and you're saying that he's gonna own a film business. It's like, nah. That's like at the beginning of the year, you know how when the teacher asks you what you're gonna do, and this kid said, yeah, I want to do film, but it's like, you don't do it. It's like, you're not gonna do it.
There are some people who are just kind of there because, you know, it's what they want. But as a creator, it's kind of like, yeah, I have limitations, but I'm still going to work as hard as I can to improve myself and everyone. Because if you watch my videos, you can tell that I don't use a microphone.
Mhm.
I don't even have like a DSLR, in the matter of fact.
Mhm.
However, like, even though that I myself don't own all of this equipment, I still keep at it. I work for Heads Up Display. I worked for ETV. I help people, and people help me. It's all about the journey to getting there. And there's not an easy way. If you want easy, you're in the wrong place. Actually, you shouldn't be working at all. There's no such thing as easy. It's just dedication and perseverance that will get you through.
Yeah. And yeah, all you have to do is work really, really hard, and it will pay off at one point. It might take a long time. It might take a couple of years, but it's worth the journey. And once you start working hard, and once you get into that place, it's like you can't stop doing it. If you look at people like Steven Spielberg, it's like, yeah, he could stop anytime. He could just retire and sit in his chair at home, sipping tea and watching his own movies, or watching other people's stuff. But he can't stop doing it because it's his life. He's not doing it not necessarily for the money. Yeah, that part you are doing it for the money in a little in a manner, but when it comes to passion, you're not really focused on the money part. It's like once you start doing it, you can't stop doing it. It's like you might be a millionaire, you might be the biggest director in Hollywood, but you're like, what next? Rather than, okay, I made it, I'm gonna sit down at home and chill. Say, yeah, you're probably gonna take a break, but you'll come right back at it.
Yeah, and I think Simon Cade from DSLR Guide really kind of summed it up in a good sentence. You make money to make you film to make money, but you also make money to make films. And I know that I'm citing him, but he took it from somewhere else. And yeah, plagiarism. I'm out of that cycle. But that it is what it is. I mean, like it's really about passion. I mean, you can say, okay, Zack Snyder and Michael Bay can make really bad films and make a crap ton of money, but that's basically, that's not the reason why they do it. Everyone does it because they love doing it, and they will keep on doing it. Like, why do you think Brett Favre came out of retirement? Why do you think players, musicians, why do they keep doing it? They could retire anytime and live off of what they've already accomplished. But everyone wants more, and people want more. And that's kind of going back to that cycle that I'm trying so desperately to get out of. That the need for the need for filmmakers and YouTubers.
Hmm.
So
I'm just like, I'm really making sure this is like working because I know it's live streaming, but I hope it saves.
really,
Yeah.
sweet, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my page right now, but
Really?
mhm.
Okay. We're gonna have to like rewatch this to make sure that everything's
Yeah.
going well,
Uh-huh.
because um, my laptop is literally about to die.
Oh, okay.
It's at 13%.
All right. So, well, you want to end it off here?
How do we end this? What are we even gonna call this show, Karthik? If
No
if
idea.
someone watches this like and says, "Oh my gosh, like these guys are awesome. How can I be like them?" Um, yes, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You know it. You know it. I'm the presenter. I know you're watching me. Um, like, uh, what are we gonna call this?
Hmm. Hello?
What?
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought I thought I thought it paused. But I'm actually here. I'll send you a link to our broadcast that's going on right now.
Are we watching ourselves while we're watching ourselves?
Pretty much.
Jeez. Do you learn nothing from Inception, Karthik?
You get a link?
Yeah. I really don't want to click on it. Oh, yeah. I see it.
Yep. It's going on right
Why
now.
why is it on a random channel?
It's on my channel that I created like a long, long time ago under my Karthik Dharmiya name, but we can download it and post it on a different channel.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is awkward.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna end it here.
All right.
Okay.
That's been
Okay.
a good
Okay.
talk.
Thank you for tuning in. If you watched this long, please leave yourself a comment down below, and thank you so much for watching. If you want to watch more of our videos, sadly, me and Karthik, we aren't producing videos ourselves, but you can always follow us
Together
on.
at least.
Yeah, we're not making
Of
videos
course.
together, but you can follow us on our other channels,
Hmm.
and youtube.com/headsupdisplay and President FTR and TechZimo.
Yeah.
TechZimo Gaming.
YouTube.com/TechZimo. Just TechZimo.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.
All right. See you guys. Stop.